Hey guys, don't forget to hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I come up with a new video.
Hi guys, what's up? Thank you so much for coming back. I'm Arpita and I welcome you back once again to the Crazy Wisdom. Alright, so today we'll be talking about the compatibility analysis of the witty Geminis, and we'll be looking into how compatible they are with the rest of the gang. So what are we waiting for? Put on your thinking caps and your wisdom boots. Let's get on and shoot. Now when an Aries enters this combination, the fun level of the entire game goes up by 100%, because if a Gemini is a 4-5-year-old kid, then an Aries is an absolute toddler. And once they start having fun in their lives and once they start enjoying all the finer things of life, then they become unstoppable because both of them fall at the same level of craziness. Love again becomes a strong point of this relationship, because although both of them are passionate lovers, but they are absolutely not possessive, and both of them want a relationship but they want an equal amount of space as well, so they gel very well. Okay, that was... And thirdly, work again becomes brilliant because an Aries' actions find direction in a Gemini's tactics and analysis and planning, and therefore this combination becomes perfect when they go out or set out to achieve something. Now when we talk about Gemini and a Taurus coming together, now in terms of fun, a Taurus is a very careful, cautious and a sort of a person who likes to remain in their senses even when they're partying. But completely opposite is the Gemini energy, because they just want to forget everything and let their hair down. So a major clash occurs here. In terms of love, again, a Taurus is a pro-commitment person and they are extremely possessive, and they just cannot handle their partner flirting with someone else or casually, laying their eyes around here and there, which is sort of a Gemini foray. Work again, although it can go a little bit further, but at the end of the day, a Taurus wants security and a sense of safety in whatever they do. And a Gemini's recklessness and free-spirited ideas and different opinions and out-of-the-box experiments in their work life just do not fit in. Now when a Gemini and a Gemini get together, the aspect of fun in their lives becomes sort of the most desirable thing for the rest of the people around this couple, because these two are exactly at the same frequency when it comes to having fun. And no one here draws the finish line. They do not stop each other. They do not fill the relationship with inhibitions and with conditions. And this actually becomes a point of jealousy for the rest of the people around them. But in terms of love, this couple can face a point of difference, because both of them are so carefree that they can end up ignoring each other and getting stuck in their own zones for a lot of times. And the love can somewhere take the backseat and they can actually friend zone each other. So, by the time they realize that the aspect of love is missing, clashes can begin in the relationship, and it can cause a little harshness and rashness in the entire setup. But coming back again to the positive line, work here again is marvelous, because when two Mercury brains get together and they fuse together to achieve something, they can become like wildfire, and they can just go around in all the directions, achieving everything and leaving every other person behind. So it is perfect in terms of that. Now when a Cancerian gets into the game, the fun aspect of this relationship can work only in their inner circle, only in the inner circle of this couple. And when a Cancerian opens up enough to, crack jokes on people and take jokes on him. And Gemini seriously lacks the patience to wait for such a long time for a Cancerian to actually open up to party. Love can again prove to be a major setback, because a Cancerian is this kind of person who would require constant care and constant commitment and a constant sense of, a constant confidence boost from their partners, and they would want a lot of support, especially when they are in their downward emotional swing, which again a Gemini cannot provide, because they are too fast for that. They cannot stay still to feel so many emotions at one point of time, which a Cancerian has in abundance. Work, on the other hand, on a positive note, can actually work, because a Cancerian's mind is a very finance-oriented mind. And when it comes to earn money, they know exactly how to take out money from a situation or from a project. And added to this, the Gemini's cleverness and analysis and the knack of knowing exactly how to target the person can actually do wonders in this alliance if these two people come together. Now when a Leo enters the game, in terms of fun, this is again a near perfect match, because a Leo actually rules the center stage and so does a Gemini. And when they start to, enjoy their hearts out, and when they let their hair down, they forget about work and they forget about assignments, and they forget about whatever they do, whatever they have to do the next morning. They just know how to completely enjoy with each other, and again they do not stop each other at any point of time. Now love is an area where a Leo might have to wait for a bit, because a Gemini will take their fair amount of time to come out of their love repulsion shell that they have around them and actually start feeling the need to commit to this person. But once a Gemini does commit to a Leo, a Leo's warmth and a Leo's constant pampering when they are in a relationship sort of will, hold the Gemini with them like a glue, and they would not be able to fly away easily then. In terms of work, now imagine Leo as the mighty king and Gemini as the clever minister. And how do they go? Well, hand in hand, like the perfect combination, conquering everything coming in their way and, cracking every major deal and assignment at work. And therefore, this is a very, very great combination. In terms of fun, not at all, because a Virgo is too mature for the, childlike Gemini. And although they are ruled by the same planet Mercury, but a Virgo represents the more mature phase of the planet. And they many a times feel that it's very, very immature and very, very silly of a Gemini to behave in such a manner, and they feel that they should be more composed and more contained. Love again is a tricky area, because although a Virgo and a Gemini share this aspect of not wanting to come into a committed relationship that easily, but the major difference is that a Virgo does not even show it to their love interest or crush, that they're interested in them for a very, very long time. And a Gemini on the other hand is completely opposite to this. Although they are not pro commitment, but they are pro romantics, and they want to go out and extravagantly display their affection and their love for their crushes or their partners. Virgo on the other hand works a little better than the other two, though not perfectly, because Virgo a lot of times does not like facing obstacles and does not like facing hindrances in their work, which they do very, very often in their work life, but they do not like that. They are stressed because of that. Gemini on the other hand, is the registered risk taker of the group, and they actually enjoy challenges. So this can again be a reason of a little bit of imbalance in the relationship, but this is actually, we can call it a savior. If a Gemini and Virgo come together, this area of life is actually the area which can save the relationship. Otherwise, it is a difficult match to be with. Okay, now a Gemini and a Libra alliance is pretty cool, because a Libra and a Gemini both somewhere are very, very free-spirited, and they are sort of free birds, and they have that little bit of flirtiness. Both of them have that, and both of them actually enjoy that, and both are the kind of people who sort of want their lives on their own as well, and they want to enjoy certain other moments of their lives with their partners as well. So the aspects of fun and love when a Gemini and a Libra come together is pretty sorted, and it's sorted for good. So it's a pretty chill combination, if we call it. The area of work can also turn out to be a pretty well aspect in their lives, provided a Libra decides to give up on their mood swings and on their laziness when a Gemini seriously decides to conquer the world, because the Librans' tact and their diplomacy and their manipulation when it comes to work can actually lead them both to conquer the world together. Now, fun for this pair can be a very risky combination, because a Scorpio is a pure observer of the group, and this is a person who works in the background and remembers every single thing and every single detail of what happened. And a Gemini, on the other hand, needs a partner who sort of completely forgets what happened the other day at the party. So, it sort of is a great imbalance. Love, well, a Scorpio's passion runs very deep, it is very deep rooted. They are super passionate people, and their love runs another level. And, they feel that a Gemini is too superficial and they're too shallow to even understand the beginning of their romance. Now, work for this couple is a very, very challenging aspect, because it can go in either directions. It can either work wonders, because a Scorpio's sense of research and depth and investigation can actually give a huge push to a Gemini's intellect and analytical ability. But if they tread on each other's wrong path, then this can actually turn catastrophic, because a Scorpio does not forget and does not forgive even the slightest mistake. And their sense of revenge and the kind of payback they want can truly arouse the airy and the laid-back Gemini, and it can turn very, very dangerous. So they have to be very careful in this relationship. Fun here is absolutely sorted, because a Gemini is a curious kid and a Sagittarius is an explorer, a traveler, and a guru type of person. And what more does a child need? He needs a constant inflow of information to, balance out and to curb his curiosity. Love again works pretty well here because interestingly, both of these people find that one thing that the other person also fears in his life, and that is getting emotionally stuck. And this shared repulsion of commitment sort of brings them so much together that they find that ease and that light and that feathery on the heart sort of a relationship in each other, and they just cannot go away from each other at the end of the day. Work again works wonders because a Sagittarius is a true mine of knowledge, and what more does a Gemini's clever mind needs than proper input of data and information at regular intervals. So it is again a magical combination. Now for a Capricorn and Gemini, things turn a bit difficult because in terms of fun, a Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is a 4-5-year-old kid, as I already told you. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is like a 70-80-year-old man. In terms of fun, you can easily imagine that they cannot match footsteps with each other, because a Gemini even wants to have fun when he's working, whereas a Capricorn, he wants to be mature and he wants to be very, very contained and very, very sensible and sincere at all times. Love again here does not match because a Capricorn truly desires for a very, very mature, a very, very dedicated and dutiful and a very, very sensible partner as their life partner, whereas a Gemini demands the complete opposite. They want a fun-loving, they want a chirpy, and they want a full of enjoyment person as their life partner. So both these concepts are alien to each other. And work again is a tricky thing here because a Capricorn sort of walks on a set plan and layout, whereas a Gemini is very, very haphazard and impulsive and action-oriented. And moreover, a Gemini never shies away from taking risks even if they do not have ample amount of backup or ample amount of information. But a Capricorn does not move even an inch further if they do not have a proper backing. So this is again an area where they find major differences, and ultimately it does not work out that well. Well, when an Aquarius comes into picture, in terms of fun, it is just like a Gemini is a kid who wants all the new things and he wants to explore all the fun and all the most different things of this world. And an Aquarius takes the place of a genie who has the most quirkiest and the most weirdest and the most out of this world experiences and things to show it to a Gemini. So, why will it not work? Love again is an area which works pretty well for the Gemini-Aquarian pair because these two have no emotional baggages, But, they have to be a bit careful of not losing out on all the love and emotions and warmth that is required in sustenance of a relationship. Otherwise, they might just fizzle out and fall apart. So, they have to be careful in that aspect. Work again, a Gemini is always like, let's do something new, and an Aquarius is always like, let's do something out of this world never seen before. So, why will it not work again? Now, when a Pisces enters a game, now in terms of fun, this is the kind of a person who finds true enjoyment at far-off places, in loneliness, in seclusion. Somewhere that they can get their me time and somewhere that they can get peace and tranquility and silence, whereas a Gemini is a people and party person hands down, and this is the sign that cannot survive without communication and regular interaction with the human race. So this is a huge point of mismatch between the two of them. Love again here in this pair faces imbalance because a Pisces is a person who requires constant support and constant reassurance and constant, care and love and a sense of commitment from the other person, whereas a Gemini prefers a self-reliant and a self-dependent and a strong person as their life partner. Work again, a Gemini is as real as a person can get, Work for them is analysis and data banks and files and numbers and finance and stuff like that. Whereas a Pisces is completely a creative and imaginative person, painters, artists, and deep-rooted thoughts and imagination and out of these world, thoughts and feelings that a person generates usually comes from a Pisces. So, can we see a possibility of them gelling together? Not really. So, this combination overall is not a successful one if we look into it.
Alright guys, so with this I put a wrap in today's video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to leave a cute little thumbs up right underneath it if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos on zodiacs, astrology and motivation. With this I'll be meeting you again too soon, but don't forget to be crazy and wise until we meet for the next time. I'll see you guys sooner. Bye bye.